Can delay you guys.
Are we doing number 1 first?
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
What's up, guys? And welcome back to another live stream of Bourbon Blind and our Patreon members. These guys are generous enough to donate to us every month generously. And we go live with them every month to send them samples. And this month, we're actually going to use them as guinea pigs. So you're welcome.
That's my favorite game.
So you guys should each have 2 samples, one labeled 1, one labeled 2.
Are these them too? No, those are not.
Nope, those are other ones.
So you didn't pour us those samples. Just so that we could
1, 2.
Oh, perfect. We
If you
do
wanna
have
go ahead
them.
and pour them.
Yeah, I will.
Okay,
and I'll make sure that no one sees them.
Oh, it was a glass bottle. So
I promise we did not give you plastic bottles tonight.
not tonight.
That'll be another night.
So we got some people in the house. ADHD Fishing, if you guys haven't checked it out, he's in pretty much all the live streams, but he started his own channel. Super funny. So go check those out. Linux Cat, Dark Meat Chicken, Jeff Neal, Chad Holly, Dark Meat Chicken,
Steve A.
We hung out with
Drummer
Steve down
here.
in Texas.
Okay,
Freaking
so
man.
can you turn the screen back so I'm
Yes.
not talking off screen?
Which one's 1 and which one's 2?
They're both one.
Oh, it's you.
Fellow Patreon members.
Ow, ow,
So
ow.
anyway, going around, Jim, what were you drinking earlier?
Michter's toasted sour mash.
You couldn't find anything like delicious or hard to find, or
Mash
No,
it
I just went with basic bitch, Mr.
He's Jason.
Toasted.
This.
Jason, what's up, buddy? Mike, what about you? What were you pouring earlier?
Oh man, $7 swill right here.
Yeah,
Hey,
I wouldn't call that sweet. That's delicious.
That's my jam.
It's good stuff.
What about you, Corey?
Little Bellamy Cask Strength Reserve.
Is that stuff
Pretty
hard to
good
get out in
stuff.
California?
This is the first time I'd ever seen the bottle, so I'm going to say yes.
Nice. It's not like you're on like a first name basis with local stores. And stuff.
I mean, I snapped it up as soon as I saw it was for sale. I was like, yeah, I'm not waiting.
What about you, David?
I've just got some basic Buffalo Trace here.
Excellent.
So, you guys have 1 and 2 poured, or at least number 1.
One is
I have 1 port.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I do want to try and get your thoughts on A versus B, or 1 versus 2, however you want to say it.
Well, if we need to do it
I
that
gotta go
way,
get
then
it.
that's one.
So we need to pour them both, is what you're saying.
Let me go grab another glass real quick.
Yep. Sorry, I didn't prepare you guys. My fault. I failed.
Oh, did Corey have to go get another glass?
Yeah.
Yep, and Mike.
Yeah.
I don't think Mike has anyone. Heather could have brought him a glass, but I think she may have been a little.
David, Steve said there's nothing wrong with Buffalo Trace. There's really not. We're just giving him shit beforehand because it's David. So
Because we love each other.
all right, so that's number 2.
Yep, 2
Okay.
is in the New Orleans bourbon glass, and 1 is not labeled. Oh, that
All right.
scared me. I was pushing that back, and Mike went to sit down. I was like, "Oh, the bottle's showing." I was really confused there for a minute. Sorry, all. Alrighty.
2 totally different smells.
Yeah.
Are you smelling them both at once? Is that
The
what we
first-
should be
Well,
doing?
one after the other.
This is 2. You have 1.
All right.
1 is floral.
Yeah.
2 is caramel.
And there's no wrong answers. I just want to see which one you guys think is a better whiskey.
Interesting. All right.
That is interesting.
On smell alone,
And smell.
smell alone, I'm picking 1.
You're picking 1 on nose.
Yeah.
Anyone
smell
else?
I'm picking 2.
You're
I-
picking 2 on nose.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
So we're
Corey.
split right now.
Not to be sorry.
I'm going with one.
I say one
Corey's
too.
the one, Aaron, Corey's the
One.
one who's wrong anyway.
Kyle's probably gonna go with one, but number one smells really floral to me.
Yeah, it does.
Mike, what do you think?
Number one.
So everyone's in on one except for David?
And me. What are you in on?
I'm in on one. On the nose. On the nose.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah.
nose, definitely.
So
I'm gonna.
palate could be totally different.
So anyone in the chat, what are y'all drinking tonight? I haven't seen any.
Someone's drinking some EHT earlier. Jason's drinking the Elijah Craig C919. Jason, didn't you do a review on that recently? Let us know.
What do they smell like? I say floral on the first one, and second one is a caramely, more toasted-y.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going after it.
Yep.
You got those caramel
Beforehand,
notes.
you guys wouldn't shut up. I hit the live button, and you guys are all quiet now.
Aaron, I feel the exact same way. It very floral on the first one, a little bit of ethanol and some floral notes, and number two is just a brown sugar caramel bomb, and I love it.
Number one, I could have smelled a little anise.
Anise.
Okay, I was like, anise.
Not
I knew what you meant, Corey. I knew what you meant.
anise.
I was trying not to be the dog.
Black
That, you know
licorice.
your
Does that
dog.
help?
You're like, huh?
Wash your hands for crying out loud, Corey.
It's a
So
good thing
number
that
one, I get like brown sugar
nine.
and caramel and vanilla, like all that sweet, savory notes.
Mike, what are you getting?
It's buttery, like you said, buttery, like a caramel, some sugar in it.
Number one,
Yeah, number two.
Yeah.
Yeah, number two is spicy. I want to say there's high rye in number two.
Right.
yeah, number two, I definitely get like more spiciness, more
Baking spices.
almost more heat, like more ethanol on it.
I don't smell that either.
I get cherry and apple in number one.
I could totally do some cherry in there. Not apple. You're fucking crazy.
Well,
It doesn't feel like either one of them are very high
We
proof.
do know that about Jim.
yeah.
Yeah, one.
All right, David's going in.
Now I don't know which one. Okay, so this is one. That's two, right?
Yep.
Yeah, my impression just from the nose is that one is thinner than two on the mouthfeel.
Okay.
Dave went in hard too. He didn't just go in. He went all the way. He all in.
He's all in.
Yeah.
David's going in hard.
I can tell you that number one is not a very high proof. I would say it's probably 90, something like
Okay.
that. That's my guess.
What about number two?
Let me try it.
So who has tried both of them so far?
I just went back to back with them.
Jim, did you have both of them already?
Nope. Going in for number two right now.
Gotcha.
Kyle, I would say the palate on number one is infinite. I would say it's better than the nose is. I think it's thin. But it's really good.
Going for number two.
Could have cut it with wine. One of these days, I will not double fist bourbon and wine, but until that time, I'm just going to continue on my status quo of wine and bourbon.
You guys are quiet, man. What do you think? What are you tasting?
Not a fan of number two.
Yeah.
Really?
Is number
I
two,
really like-
Dave? Do you think number two is a higher proof?
Yep.
I really do like one.
Okay. David, what do you think? Because you said you like number two better on the nose.
I think number two gives you a little bit more, maybe a little bit more spice on the palate than number one
Okay.
does. I really
Tastes
like
like rye.
on number two. I like the mouthfeel of number one, but I like the nose and finish on number 2. I would probably choose number 2 over number 1. I think it's a higher proof, maybe a little bit higher rye. I don't know. Maybe like a 95 to 100 proof.
Okay.
I'm saying all this, and it's probably going to be 80 proof. But I really like number 2 versus number 1. Number 1's mouthfeel is number 1's palate is better than the nose. But
Remember, my whole thing is she makes me wrong all the time on camera. So
I can't wait.
It's your turn to get even with us.
So don't feel like you're going to be wrong and shamed or anything like that. What do you think, Jim?
Flavor, I guess I really can't say anything because I actually know what the bottles are. So I'm going to shut up now.
So which one, flavor-wise, do you like better?
Flavor-wise, I really do like number 2.
Okay. Jim?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the same.
You like number 2 better?
Yeah, number 2 tastes a lot like the nose smell, the perception you get from the nose. I thought number 1 seemed thin, like I thought the aroma was, but in that second sip, I didn't really think it was like that. It just doesn't come together for me as much. It seems a lot different than what the nose is. I would agree with David. I think somewhere around 90 proof, and number 2 seems a little higher, but I'm not quite sure. They both seem a little young to me, but I've been wrong on that many times.
So who here would say, you guys are all going to shit when you know what these are? Who here would say number 2 is the higher proof?
Me.
I would.
Yeah, I would.
All 4 of you then?
Corey's on the fence. Do you think
Corey,
number 1's the higher proof?
I think 1's higher proof.
Okay.
Hold on.
I get baking spices on number 1. Like the smell was total floral. You taste it, and then it's got like baking soda and nutmeg and clove and cinnamon, and maybe not cinnamon, but baking spices.
I can't get 2 out of my mouth. So now when I drink 1, it tastes like a mixture of 2 and 1.
That's what I was thinking at first.
Yeah, number 2 is really good, whatever it is.
I'm really enjoying this.
I am too.
Who would say, does one drink smoother than the other?
Eh.
I hate smoothness factor.
I know.
See,
But
that's-
this is all part of my experiment.
I think
smoothness factor is always hard to judge because that's really, really subjective, one person to another. I mean, like
It is. That's why we're paneling 5 people.
okay,
I don't feel that 1 is smoother than either of the other. I think they're
both drinkable.
yeah.
They're
I mean, when
both
you're-
eminently drinkable. Sorry, Corey.
That's okay. When you're drinking cast strength stuff all the time, I guess when you go lower proof or lower down in proof, it's kind of old hat now. So smooth doesn't really fit into my
Right.
definition.
Flavor profile.
Yeah, but
Jim?
1 had it for me until I had 2, and now, like I said, I can't get 2 out of my mouth. So 1 is it's too weak to stand up to number 2, I guess I should say.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree with that.
that's interesting because after I went from 1 to 2, I kind of thought the same thing, but I went back to 1, and they seem so close. It's hard to tell, and I don't know if it's just too overpowering it or they're just very, very close in terms of that smoothness for whatever that means. But and the intensity of the flavor, all of that, they're pretty close. I'd have to give the nod to number 2.
Yeah.
So all y'all smells and like the smell of number 1, but it seems like number 2 is now winning out. Interesting. Except for you still like
I
1.
still am liking 1 better.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
I'll still take the nose of 2 and the taste of 2.
Okay.
All right. So as always,
Tell me it's an $8 bourbon.
it's what?
I said, please tell me it's an $8 bourbon because I'll go buy it.
So, Mike, what is your take on it? Because I think you're the only one that hasn't weighed in.
Well, on the nose, I like number 1 much better. And after drinking the number 2, going back and forth, I much prefer the 2.
Do you?
Much more prefer the 2. The taste.
All right. So, as in true bourbon blind, how much are you willing to pay for it?
Whichever one you like better.
Yes, the one you like better, of course. We won't go.
Let me taste number 2 again here.
Yep.
No wrong answers.
No, we just hurt your feelings sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. We filmed last night, and I think Kyle's head almost exploded a couple times.
Literally.
like was so mad.
Speechless.
Twice.
Literally speechless.
Yep. So next couple episodes are going to be amazing.
I probably
Yes,
paid,
Rebecca, Elijah Craig is coming out with a ride, and I am super
So
excited.
excited.
I would pay up to $60 for number 1.
Okay,
I wouldn't go any higher than that though.
that's fair.
That's fair.
So Corey, you like number 1 better?
Yep.
What are you thinking, David?
I'm probably in that $60 to $70 range for number 2,
Okay.
and probably in that $40 to $50 range for number 1.
All right.
You talked about smoothness. When I drank number 1, it seemed thinner, and I guess to me that means less, a little bit more smooth. Maybe not as much of a Kentucky hug, if you will, or at least that's what I got. I don't know what
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in that $40 to $50 range for number 1, and probably 60 to 70 for number 2.
What do you think, Mike?
Number 1, probably $30.
Okay.
I'd pay
Wow.
$70 or $80 for number 2. I'm digging
Okay.
number 2 now.
And Big Man Jim, tripod.
They're
Linux Cat, we don't talk about ancient age versus ancient age.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't done that yet. I need to. I've been so sore about that episode. I will do a reshoot on that.
I thought it was an awesome test, personally.
Oh, I was
enjoyed
so
it.
mad. I was so mad because I literally just got confused. Kyle told me there was only one bottle of that in the house, and someone brought another bottle in, and our guest brought another bottle in, and it totally threw me for a loop.
What do you think, Jim?
Well, it was funny. I was thinking about that episode because honestly, to me, there's a lot of similarities with both of these, and it's hard for me to say which one. I mean, the nose is a lot different to me, and but even the proof seems pretty close. The flavor profile is generally the same, but one looks darker than the other, and I'm sure they're different. But I wouldn't want to pay more than $30 for either one of these.
Okay, fair.
All right, so let's reveal some bottles.
So you guys want to know what number 1 was?
Yep.
What is it? I hate you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's okay. You're gonna be all
Oh,
right.
What's
is
the
it barrel
recipe?
strength?
You need
So
to
it's
get
an
the
OBSV. It's the standard 100 proof
Oh,
store
okay.
pick.
Okay.
So it's not the barrel proof store pick.
All right, and then
Okay.
our bottle number 2 is a store pick OESV from
100 proof.
It's
also.
100 proof as well.
Oh,
And
What's that?
OESV.
OB.
no, OBSV. They're the exact same.
So
The
language.
difference in this is from Universal Liquor out of Orlando, Florida. It's this one was on where
So
is
this
it?
one is a 8-year, 1 month
month.
on the number 2. Number 1 is a 7-year, 9 month. But what I was interested to see was if there was a general consensus. The number 2 was from the 6th floor or 6th tier.
Mhm.
Number 1 was from the 1st tier.
Interesting.
So
It's a-
how much difference?
Now,
Amazing.
obviously, they're both single barrels, so that's going to have an influence.
Sure.
So, but I wanted to see if there was a general consensus. I did find it interesting. You guys said number 2 was generally a higher proof.
So this one actually says. So this one is this the 1 or the 2? Because I got them mixed up.
Dave, you look really confused.
It,
Was
well,
this the 1 or the 2?
2. 1 was first floor.
So the 2 says delicate fruitiness on it, and I did not get any fruit on the first, but I did get fruit on the second. I got fruit on the first.
I got fruit on the first, yeah.
Interesting.
How much
I
are
think
those
number
bottles,
1 for me was definitely more sweet, fruity.
I would have guessed that would have been a Four Roses profile. As y'all were describing it, I would have never guessed number 2 was a Four Roses. I mean,
It's funny. Number 2, actually, now that I know it's Four Roses, it's more like an OESF.
So Steve said probably more wood notes from the higher tier.
I would agree with that.
Yep.
But Jim, you were absolutely right when you were saying it was reminding you of the ancient age versus ancient age, or ancient days versus ancient days. Because we totally we did that. You
And
would
how much
think
are those bottles?
$40.
I was gonna say 50, but I didn't know how much you paid for them.
No, they're 40.
Perfect.
Chad says, so was I thinking the first floor would have more flavor since they wouldn't have to add as much water as the 6th tier? Yes and no. I figured number 1 would be closer to barrel proof than the 6th tier one. Obviously, I don't know what the barrel proof was on either one of these, but by my spreadsheet, 6th tier is generally much higher proof than first tier. But also, for me, the barrels higher in the warehouse generally just drink hotter. Yeah,
they really do. And I think that definitely comes through tonight with these 2. I mean, I like the second one better.
And you like high proof.
And I like high proof.
I think the majority like high proof, but
yeah. But they're both really good.
You've got me. I'm going to have to go look for the 6th floor single barrel now from Four Roses, because the last Four Roses single barrel I had, it wasn't anything great. And I know this is a store pick, so it's more of a honey barrel than most.
Right.
But it's definitely got me curious to now go out and search out and see on the label there. It tells you what floor it's from.
Yeah. Yep.
The last number, or the second to last number, does whatever
Correct.
that number is. It's that's the.
It also tell you what warehouse this was from, and this one was from PS.
Now I will say, the PS warehouse this last year, 2 years, was kind of like the honey warehouse for everyone. So
that also has something.
Maybe that had an effect. No clue. Don't know.
Definitely did like the second one.
Yep.
Steve said his guess would have thought, just from you guys describing it, that one of the same bottle, just one of them was slightly watered down.
Mm-hmm.
How do you whiskey? What's up, buddy? So
here's what I want to know.
Okay.
Did we help your experiment or did we hinder your experiment?
You hindered it. There was no general consensus. I think the general consensus is there's no wrong way to drink whiskey.
It's good.
Well, that's for sure.
This is why we do it blind, boys.
That's right.
And girl.
Nice sweatshirt, by the way.
Thank you.
I told him, I said, we don't even have one of those yet.
I know. I need one. I'm constantly freezing. I'm always freezing. I need to go buy one. Of course.
Aaron, I was a little cold when I put this on. Warm me right up.
I bet it did, of course, with the bourbon.
Yeah.
So, Teespring keeps canceling my order. So, apparently, I'm not allowed to own any Bourbon Blind shirts because every time I order one, Teespring's like, no, you don't get one. And I'm like,
Kyle, I just ordered that, the one you have on.
That's a bitter subject right now. I've ordered 2 of them so far.
I ordered that one.
I just got mine in the other day.
Yeah, Teespring canceled both my orders.
I ordered that one, and I don't know what else I ordered.
Nice.
I think I ordered a long sleeve Bourbon Blind shirt with the
I
logo.
got mine on
Yoga pants for you?
I would get some for Carrie, but she's not a big fan of bourbon.
Got my design.
Asking for our friend said the LE warehouse is where it's at right now. But speaking of which, what's the first tier warehouse?
Ellie.
Who's that?
No, it was nope. Where's it?
Yeah, it
Ellie.
is.
It's an Ellie.
Ellie,
I saw
23
it.
1E. Boom.
I see Michael
Somewhere.
Capilla on there. Michael, if you're listening, KNL just got a OBSK and an OESK in today, and I bought the OBSK.
Nice. I love the K yeast. It's so good.
Yep.
It reminds me a lot of like a wild turkey profile.
Anytime a K comes in, they go so quick. They just disappear.
All right, boys, what are we drinking next?
Oh, Jim will have something to say on this one. So Roscoe says he tried a single barrel OESK store pick yesterday and thought it was good. Then I had Joseph Magnus and it blew the mind blown with the Magnus, and it's just amazing. So we did some samples, and Jim has the most rough off profile. I don't know what the hell happened to your Joseph Magnus, but it is not what it's supposed to taste like. And
I feel like with Jim's, they ran out of bourbon that day, and his bottle was about 3/4 full, and they took the garden hose and filled up the rest of the bottle.
I think it's also well at pot still.
No, I sent a full bottle of it to Kyle and Aaron. So, because unfortunately I bought 2 bottles when I got that. So we'll see what they say. If they're saying it's Jesus juice, then yeah, someone used the garden hose on the fill that I got.
well, maybe the second bottle will taste better. Maybe it's not of the same batch.
I hope not. Then I'm going to feel stupid.
Well, we all tasted it. It was not good. It was really, really bad.
Good.
Did y'all pour it out?
No.
No, the samples that Jim sent out. He saw a review on Joseph Magnus, so he was like, "Oh, they really like it." So he went out and bought a couple of them.
It was good. Our bottle.
And he was like, "Dude, this thing sucks." And he's like, "Dude, we're like, no, man, it's good. You're just crazy." And he sent us samples of it blind, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is terrible.
This tastes like shit. What is this?"
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it was just the bottle. Maybe it was the batch. Something was definitely off.
Wrong. And
I
bad.
almost would have sent that back to him and said, "Try again."
I want to watch Nick's face when we pour it for him. If we have any more of that sample.
Pour for a blind.
Yeah, because Nick is the one that is constantly calling it Jesus juice and walks around the office with it. And, like, I don't know. His wife may be in
randomly
jeopardy of being divorced over Joseph Magnus because he's going to marry that instead.
Oh my.
There's no burn and all Jesus.
Exactly.
Okay. What else we got going on?
Draymond said his theory on tainted bottles is cases stored on their side and cork taint.
I've wondered about that, actually.
Or if they stuck in like some super hot part of the warehouse or something, or
where in the country it went. Like, these trucks go everywhere. Maybe it hit a hot spot or something. Who knows?
Did Joseph Magnus?
I don't even know where.
Just in general.
Just in general, like everywhere.
Like when there's a bad bottle, like.
Yeah, but I bought it.
Why is it
I
so
bought it
bad?
like 10 miles from where it was made.
Then why didn't you go and yell at them?
I would have.
Just bring their bottle and be like,
what the hell is wrong with this bottle? You drink this and tell me this doesn't taste right.
Yeah, I might do that. I think I still have some of that one left around here.
I think you should. I think that would be
Just bring it to 'em and
hilarious.
be like, is this what
where
this is supposed to taste like?
Exactly. I'd walk into a distillery and do that.
Hell yeah.
That's a good point. You know what? You're right. That's a good point.
Hell yeah. Tell them Bourbon Blind told you to do it too.
Yeah.
I'll take my coin and I'll wear it my badge. Oh, I lost it.
Love it.
I walked
lost
into
it.
a wine store yesterday who just recently started selling whiskeys and mostly bourbons. And I go in there and I'm looking at their collection, and they have some decent stuff. I mean, there's even an old Fitz bottle that's sitting on the shelf. And of course, they're charging like $450 for the bottle. But I'm like, there's not much here that I don't already have, and what you're selling that I don't have is kind of at an unreasonable price. And he starts talking to me about distributor. He said to get that old Fitz bottle, he had to buy 3 cases of larceny. And
Oh,
they actually told him to get that, you have to buy 3 cases of larceny. I was like, wow, that's the first time I've actually heard. I mean, I always suspected, but that's the
Right.
first time I've heard a retailer say that is actually what happened.
Wow.
no, that's absolutely for sure what happens.
Hate that.
And even on, it even happens on like it's really the distributors in general, because for a distillery to get their bottles in certain places or certain stores or whatever, they have to do certain shady things for the distributor. And then, you know what I mean? The distributor's turning around and saying, you know, the store has to do certain things for them. So, I mean, the distributor is really the ones getting it on both
I wonder
ends.
who's causing the bourbon shortage.
Right.
It's the distributors.
Right.
Basically, the distributors suck, is what you're saying.
3-tier
Pretty
system
much,
needs
yeah.
to go.
I
3-tier
mean,
system just needs to go.
earlier this year, I just got my first George T. Stagg, and the store didn't have it for more than, I would say, maybe 2 months before I got it. And it was a 2013 George T. Stagg.
Holy shit.
Wow.
How much did you pay
Exactly.
for it?
So that's the distributor sitting on bottles.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
They create a lot of, I think, the supply and demand.
Absolutely.
Kyle and I were talking about this earlier, but I went into a liquor store this evening looking for some C919 because I just haven't seen any yet. And he said he had a couple cases of it in, and it was on the shelf for a couple days. But there are these guys that actually come in, buy everything like that, and then sell it on the secondary. He said one of the guys quit their jobs, and he's just doing that.
Wow. As a flipper.
Well,
Screw
hopefully,
those guys.
the secondary, I know at least on Facebook, has been shut down. Hopefully, that continues on, and bourbon will now be drunk instead of resold.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
It's more been shattered than
it's not
just
gone.
no.
It won't be
It's like
gone.
any other black market. Like
No,
you'll
it'll never
rid
get
of it.
rid of it. But at least
That,
it's
that little short story that I told you is just further proof that the 3-tier system is
flawed.
needs to go away. Yes.
Dumpster fire.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And the distillers don't like it either. Or the distilleries don't like it either. In California, I used to hang out at some local breweries, and they could sell their beers where they're at, but getting it out of state or even into a local store was almost impossible
Well, sure.
for the craft distillers and
Brewers.
brewers, not distillers, brewers. And it
Well, it's
always
even worse for
pissed me off.
Big beer companies take up all the shelf space.
That too.
well, what really sucks for the craft brewers is again going back to the 3-tiered system. The majority of distributors are owned by Anheuser-Busch.
Really?
Yep. They
It
sure
may
are.
be through like another one of their sub companies, but yeah, like if you follow it all up, they're all owned by
But it's-
Anheuser-Busch.
Hmm.
So,
Which is now InBev, by the way.
right.
Yep.
Oh.
Which, by that logic, as a craft brewer, you now have to get your beer on an Anheuser-Busch truck and take shelf space away from Anheuser-Busch.
Good luck.
Right. So,
I'm wondering if the same thing is happening with whiskey. I mean, I know that the distillers are a lot nicer to each other, and they're not trying to, they really do help each other out. But I'm wondering if I'd like to see if the distributors are playing the same, all-inclusive family games that all of the distilleries do.
Right.
Cheers, Chad. Good night.
Good night, Chad.
Night, Chad.
So for the distributors, for like Anheuser-Busch, like they even come out with new labels that they know might not even sell just purely to take up more shelf space.
Yep.
Because basically say like a regular grocery store, right? No grocery store is going to say no to Budweiser or Bud Light, Budweiser, whoever, because they don't want to piss them off because, they're going to take up half their shelf because A, that's what the distributor is paying for, and B, that's what it's selling.
Too. So you got a case, you've got a 12-pack, you got a 12-pack of bottles, you got a 6-pack of cans, you got a 6-pack of bottles.
Right.
Every type.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, like if you go to our local store and literally half of the beer aisle is either Budweiser or Bud Light.
Yeah, it's big beer.
Yep.
It's all big beer.
Another 2/3 of it is, Miller and Coors, and then there's like a small section of, craft stuff.
Okay, let's bring this back to bourbon.
Yeah.
JFB says, "What's the best bourbon under $15?"
I know my answer.
Me too.
Yep.
What is it, Jim?
White Label. Evan Williams.
Label 6-year.
Heaven Hill 6-year?
Heaven Hill Green Label 6-year.
Okay, the green label. All right.
Yeah.
I was gonna call bullshit because the bottled and bond you can't really get anymore, but no, green label, totally fair. Yep.
I don't know if I like any bourbons under that price range.
I would have to go with Evan Williams, White Label, bottled and bond.
What is Wild Turkey running these days? Yeah, I thought that was out too. I'm in trouble.
I've gotten it for 18, but that's as cheap as I've got.
Spend the extra $3 and get this.
Yeah, that's where I was going with. I was like, I know Wild Turkey's close, but I don't think it's that low.
It's like 23 around here.
Right, but it's still not
really.
No.
Wow.
I like the white label, but you can't get it anymore.
What do you think, Mike?
I like this, man.
The 80 proof Heaven Hill?
Yeah, see, I like the
90.
This is the best for under $10. How's that?
There you go.
You can't get that one anymore, can you? Or is it the green label you can't
That's
get?
the 80 proof.
Oh, I don't like the 80 proof.
So I would probably say the Evan Williams white label. The Heaven Hill would probably be my second.
I like the Heaven Hill bottled and bond that you can't buy anymore.
Well, everyone does.
I know. I'm so sad. That would have been my answer, but you can't get it anymore. And if it's not bottled and bond or at least 100 proof, it's really hard for me to drink.
JF, you said, how about JTS Brown? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I drink JTS Brown. Or even JW Dant also. That's another good one. What do you guys see?
Did you guys see the Bourbon Pursuit?
Bottled and Bond Blind? No, I haven't seen it yet.
I heard it. I didn't watch it, but I listened to it. They did not. They weren't that favorable towards it, especially for the price gift that it's at now.
Towards what?
Towards the Bottled and Bond 7-year. That's just out.
Oh, the Heaven Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did they test it against?
Looks like early time.
They just did one of their quick tastings of it.
Right.
They do it in like 30 seconds or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. They're whiskey quickie.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Yep. So they said the early times was better than the new Heaven Hill then?
Uh-oh.
Did I hear that right?
Early times Bottled and Bond 1. Wow, now that I didn't know.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah. Aaron, you're on.
Why?
Oh, snap.
Here we go.
Don't chug.
No, I won't. I had a migraine earlier. I'm not chugging Bookers tonight, you guys. I've done it before. We know I can do it, and I'll hang, but cheers.
Cheers to you, and thanks, JFB.
Give me a second, and I'll get that finished. But with
back.
my migraine,
I just remember that was Rare Breed. That
was it good?
one. Yep.
We're gonna have one of those nights, huh? And it begins.
Yep.
We're gonna start making all you guys drink with us every time we get a super chat.
Definitely.
Jim would never do that.
No.
No.
Jim's going by the bottle. I mean, that's
Right.
That was just a distiller's cut too, just for Corey's benefit.
He caused Corey to walk away, man. He's gone.
It was like, super chat, screw this, I'm out.
It was
I'm out.
It was time for something a little different. That's all.
Did you go for distiller's cut?
I didn't. I probably should have,
I just bottle
It's the
hit
best
one.
thing ever.
but this particular bottle is really good. So
I
Oh,
have a good
God.
one of those too.
It's
After like
nice.
six bad ones in a row, and I got
right,
a good
it's
one.
nice when you find a good one.
Yeah, it's really good.
You guys are more brave than I am. I've come across that a couple times recently, and I just pass on it.
I mean, I
I'm
get
not
it.
even willing to take the
I'm
risk.
getting it at retail, so it's
Yeah, me
hard,
too.
It's
I've-
hard to argue against it.
Like
It's like 40
35
bucks,
bucks.
dude. 35,
Yeah.
40 bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's about $36.
Okay.
I've got a buddy who likes it a lot. So, as a matter of fact, he even likes the one that I think sucks. I just give them to him, but I keep buying it just to find one because it's sort of like a no lose proposition. If I don't like it, I give it to him, and he thinks I'm awesome. Or if I like it, I'm good to go. So
It's always good to
It's
have
not
those to friends. You're like,
it's not always
hey,
nice.
here.
exactly.
it.
Something for you.
Yeah,
Don't
this
mind the
one's
fact
awesome.
that it's been opened.
Right.
I just had to taste it. You
I
can
just
have
wanted
it.
to taste. Yeah.
So yeah, that's great. I really had high hopes for that Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond 7-year, especially if they're going to raise the price to $40.
Exactly.
That we talked about
Uh,
that on the round table last night, didn't we? Or 2 nights ago? Did I dream this? I could have totally. I might have been dreaming. Sorry. I dream about like realistic things, and I dream about doing lives, and I'm like, wait, we did this, and Kyle's like, no, we didn't. I'm like, oh, okay. So never mind.
Bourbon
Me
drinking.
dreaming about talking about stuff. That's what I do.
How
I
much
do
are they
about
raising
things like
the price?
vacuuming the ceiling and
Stocking a boot, aliens abducting you, Count Chocula putting them on trial. No, I get conversations where I'm doing normal day-to-day bullshit. So let's see what else is in the chat. I'm trying to pick something out.
So what's been on your guys' mind lately as
Hmm.
far as bourbon goes?
I've been trying to find this Chattanooga stuff you sent me last time, which
Oh, I
Oh.
love Chattanooga.
That was the 10-year, wasn't it?
I
that's
think
all I have
so.
left.
It
If
was
you can get a hold of, so Chattanooga releases, as everyone knows, I'm really a big fan of finished bourbons and bourbons in wine and beer and a little bit of everything else. Chattanooga did, I don't even remember what year it is or what make, model, or anything else, but they did do a beer finished bourbon, and you got to chug it like within the first week or two, but it actually tasted carbonated like a beer, and it was so amazing. You got all the bourbon notes, the caramels and the sugars, and what was it? Tell the year and tell it all, because you do this better than I do.
No, you think you pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, but what is it? So that they can find
The
it.
Chattanooga Experimental Series, that was batch 2 or 7.
It was absolutely it had everything great about bourbon and everything great about beer, and it combined. And I was like, I'm going to drink this whole bottle right now. And I was like, no, I'm going to save it. And then it went flat. So
She says it went flat, like it lost that
carbonation.
carbonated-
It was carbonated bourbon. Like, that is amazing. Sorry.
Mhm.
Is that only for sale in Tennessee? Because
Chattanooga has distribution in several states. Obviously, we see a lot of it being close to the distillery. If you can just get the regular cask strength stuff, I think it's like $35 or $40, and it is phenomenal.
It was amazing. It was one of the best. It was one of the best beer finished bourbons I have ever had. And I was going to say, I was about to click on the Linux Cat. It says that they do many beer finished
Collaborations.
Thank you, collaborations. And yeah, we know, or I've had a couple of them, but this particular one was just phenomenal.
Larceny Barrel Proof, yes, I totally want that. I don't know if you guys
Can't
have
wait
seen
for
that coming out.
Yeah.
no, I didn't hear about that.
They're
Yeah,
going to do it like
Larceny.
Elijah Craig. It's going to be like a 3-time-a-year thing.
Wow,
Yeah, the first one is 120.
damn! So I can give up my William LaRue Weller.
Is it,
If
how
that
about
was- If that was
About the
even
nu-
close to as good as
Ooh.
LaRue Weller, I mean, that would be all in on that. What's that?
About the return of the age statement for Knob Creek 12-year-old small batch.
Yes. Yep. Also, the 1792 12-year-old.
To see those both.
Yep. I mean, they're coming out with some really awesome stuff, and we're really in like a golden age for bourbon right now. You know what I mean? Like there is so much awesome stuff, so much experimental stuff, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, 5-10 years ago, you could find some really cool stuff on the shelf that people pine over today, but there's so much more.
I
on
like
the
all the
shelf.
finishes. While we were out in Texas at the Bastards Ball, I got to try. I'm gonna butcher this. Let me think about where it was from now. Oh fudge.
Okaneden?
No, it wasn't Okaneden. It was I give up.
A distillery in Texas.
Yes, and they had a port finished bourbon that was amazing, and I need to get a hold of that distillery. And it was so.
Maybe you'll dream about it.
I do. I dream about finished bourbons, especially when they make me very happy. Dark Meat Chicken says, you get Woodford wheat whiskey yet? Have we gotten that?
I have not.
Nope.
Someone does.
Yeah, I can't keep track. I've given up.
Thought.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
David's got one.
David's got it.
I've got one.
That's right.
I know exactly where it would be.
Of course you do.
So
If Kyle ever
So
disappears on me, I'm screwed because I don't know where any bottle ever is, and it takes me 30 minutes to find bottles for the show.
I'll
And
come down and help you out, Aaron.
Yeah.
perfect. You
we'll
probably
definitely
help me drink
help you
some of it
sort it
too,
all
I'm
out.
sure. That's what it was. Thank you, Steve A. It was Ranger Creek, and they had the most amazing port finished bourbon, and it tasted. It's like the Chattanooga with the beer. It combined everything perfect about port and everything perfect about bourbon, and it combined it together, and it was amazing. So Kyle's digging in the
No, I don't have the wheat yet.
Kyle doesn't have the wheat yet.
Sure.
So Dark Meat Chicken, I don't know if you have the wheat yet, but if you don't, go get a bottle when you can. It's fantastic. Really reminds me a lot of the Woodford Double Oaked. Not quite as strong, but it's just a good, solid wheater and wheat whiskey, and really good flavor. A lot of brown sugar, a lot of caramel, a lot of things you would normally expect from a wheat whiskey. I've had Bernheim, not a huge fan. This is what I think wheat whiskey should be. Really does a job for $40. Well worth the price.
What's the proof on it?
Double
90, 94, something like that?
What's that?
What's
What's the proof on it?
90.4.
Okay.
So Aaron doesn't like it, but
Right.
Probably not, but that's okay.
And just so you know, for all you Patreon users out there, he is the spokesboy, total fanboy for Brown Foreman. So take everything with a grain of salt.
between this and the Woodford Double Oaked, I'm a huge fan.
I will say, go ahead.
I don't like regular Woodford Reserve. I like Woodford Wheat and Woodford Double Oaked. I haven't had the Woodford Double Oaked, but
Have you had the Woodford malt yet?
I haven't had that one either. But I know Jim has, and Jim is not a fan of the Woodford malt.
Yeah, the single malt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. I didn't like it. Let me put it that way. I think Kyle and Jason tried some of it.
What's that?
Woodford single malt.
I like it. A lot of people don't like it. I enjoy it.
Well, it's
I
probably
don't know
one of
if
those
I've had
really polarizing whiskeys.
It
Like
gets
either you love it or you hate it.
I should go pour myself some. 'cause
Kind of
I
like
don't
Willet
remember.
Pot Still Reserve.
Blech.
No.
You're gonna make Jim go leave.
Too soon,
Too
Jim?
soon.
Yeah, it's too soon.
Jim.
It's too
It's
soon.
okay.
I thought we agreed about that.
down to 66 proof.
I didn't bring it up.
Oh, you
Are you
guys
gonna
got to sign.
all
You
of
got,
it? I don't remember it.
I
if
mean,
you
I
want me-
I don't remember signing anything. I didn't agree to anything.
if you guys want me to continue on signing on here, you guys are gonna have to sign in, some non-disclosure, and you're not going to talk
Disclosure
about
Act.
it. Yeah.
You made a
I didn't bring
request.
it up,
I
Sam.
didn't
It
agree
wasn't
to
me.
anything.
You're right. You didn't.
That's
I've been
right.
good.
Fair
We
enough.
all have our moments. I couldn't drink. I'm now drinking Booker's again, but after that live where super chats happened a little too fast, I couldn't drink any bourbon, and I definitely couldn't drink Booker's for a good month, which is blasphemy in my book. But I would
How did
taste it.
you live?
It was precarious. It was a hot second, but yes. Whiskey Drover says, hey, great hanging out with you and Sam at La Quinta. Great times, great whiskey. Yes. Sam and I had a little too much fun. It was the first time I got to hang out with her, and we've been trying to set up a live chat with them for a while, and we had some good fun at the La Quinta. If you haven't gone out to the Bastards Ball, I highly recommend it. I don't know if the La Quinta is going to be letting us back, but we'll see. It was great
People have been
fun.
blacklisted.
Yeah, they're going to be like drawing giant black lines through all of our names by the end of all of that. But definitely good times. Next time you can do something like that, I would definitely recommend, if you haven't gotten tickets to NOLA Bourbon Festival,
Do it.
you need to do it. There is some great seminars. I learned a ton. Got to taste all sorts of stuff that I hadn't tried before, and most of it I can remember. That's my biggest problem, is like, what bottle do you taste when, and how do you remember what it all tastes like? I don't have the brain capacity.
Put it on camera.
Yeah. So
I learned it only lasts for so long. I did a years ago
that was a pretty top.
thank you Oktoberfest beer festival, and I was like, I'm gonna bring a notebook and so I can keep track of everything that I tasted. The first the first page or two had like really nice notes. It was like a page long per one.
Yeah.
By the end of the notes, it was just like good.
Or
Notes
this is
of
really
good.
Don't buy this.
Yeah,
Like one word answers by the end of it.
I'm familiar with that note taking.
Oh, see, this is a hard one. Everyone keeps asking me this. Country Ham, Shiny Barrel, and Backyard Barbecue are all
Do we need to blind you?
silent. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Do it.
Not right now, dude. No, not when
Oh, John.
I am recovering from a migraine. And the fact that I'm even live tonight at like 2:00, Kyle's like, are you going to even be able to go live? And I'm like, I'm going to do my damnedest. So I have like aspirin and caffeine and Benadryl, and we're not doing that tonight.
You needed bourbon.
And bourbon and wine. And but I am vertical. So I am very curious. Shiny Barrel is totally awesome. Totally happy with the Country Ham. And you can never go wrong with Backyard Barbecue. I think those are my three that I are just solid all around.
And what do you think about Kentucky Chew, Aaron?
I want to get behind it, but those three are where it's at. The Chew was good, but it's just not as good as those three. I would take those three first. If you know, I definitely think the Kentucky Chew was better than Teresa's batch, Kathleen's batch. What else have I had? Kitchen table was okay, but I liked the Kentucky Chew better than that one. I stay. If anyone's asking me, like on Booker's, stick with furniture or stick with inanimate objects. The names just don't hold
People's
up.
names.
Yeah, people's names haven't held up as well. Yeah. Anyone else have any comments on that one? Thoughts, opinions, water?
Stick with food.
I mean, for me, it's Kentucky Chew, Country Ham, and Shiny Barrel all at the top. And I would have to do a blind to tell you what would win out of that.
I need
Do
to get
it.
some backyard
Do
barbecue.
it.
I've been
Do
saying
it.
send it to you.
I
need to
don't
make
have
that
any.
happen.
Yeah, I didn't get in on that. I wish I had. I didn't.
It
get
even
in
might
on
just
it.
depend on on the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
one's better?
Your mood and everything else. What you've eaten that day.
That's the Woodford malt.
What mood you're in? We did a Lincoln County Bourbon Society, and I was just pissed off at the planet and didn't even realize it. It was bad. Like everyone poured, like anything they poured on me, like this is awful, this is horrible. And then someone pulled me your Booker's, and I'm like, this is good. And they're like, everyone started laughing. I'm like, I know what this is. And I was like, it really does depend on your mood as well, not just what you ate. And it's so subjective.
Yep, I agree.
And now I'm trying
It's a single malt.
the single malt. All right.
That's why you have to try stuff more than
Is
once.
that a rye?
It's a malt.
Okay, so then that would be an
It's a
acceptable.
mess.
Now, mind you, it is going to be more or less Scotch.
Cheers!
Yeah.
Hey, bottoms up.
What? JFE. I don't have a glass, so cheers.
Oh
Me
God.
too. It tastes really young to me.
This is not 100 proof by any stretch of the
It's
imagination.
90.
90.4.
It's a really easy drink.
It is.
It's really
Something that drinks like
fucking
water.
nasty. It's really nasty.
Smooth.
Hear that.
Yeah, it's smooth, all right.
Very.
Yeah, Michael Capella.
A couple
Those
ice
are,
cubes,
those
just put
are,
it in, like,
those
one of
are all
these.
solid.
Don't put ice in that. That would water it down to nastiness.
I'm just saying, like on a hot summer day, just fill your whole cup with it.
No.
Just the whole bottle.
Just drink the bottle.
Did we just get another
Super chat.
yeah, I
my
think
super chat, JFEJ, and I don't even know how. I guess that's how you would say that.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know. We got to figure that out.
Off your rocker. I hear a lot of people talk about that one too.
I've had that one too. It's good. It's not. It's probably there with kitchen table. I mean, I'll drink it. I'll drink any of the Bookers. You can't go wrong with Bookers. But
JFE's just trying to get you drunk.
I have Kyle's leaving tomorrow at like 6 a.m. I have kids that I have to get up, and I have to be functioning. They can have hot lunch.
I'll stay and help you get kids ready for school.
Kentucky Chew.
Sweet.
Happening.
Cheers to
Which
Bookers.
Bookers do you have?
I'm doing backyard barbecue. John's gonna be mad from if you haven't tried watching blind whiskey reviews. I know bourbon blind's better than blind whiskey reviews, but
Well, duh.
John sent me a bottle and brought me a bottle. He flat out brought it here of
Came and hung out.
shiny barrel, and it was really sweet of him, and I'm holding on to it right now. So yeah, no, but I really backyard barbecue is just my favorite of all time, and country ham and shiny barrel are just second to none. Jeff, you just need to be in Austin with us. Erin took care of that one on her own. I was in rare form at Austin. If you get me in a social situation, Kyle taps out probably about 1 o'clock, and I'm like, let's go. So 1 or 2, I think 2 o'clock is where you tapped out, and I'm in for the long haul.
It wasn't so much as tapping out. It was just trying to be
survive.
trying to be an adult because I knew we had to be up the next morning.
I
Staying up
rallied
until 5 a.m.
I rallied. We stopped drinking at like, I think we shut down the lobby because I was helping move chairs and stuff at like 2:45. We got up at 9 and we started drinking at 10 o'clock the next day. And the New Orleans Bourbon Festival is much the same. You better prep your liver ahead of time. Make sure that you drink plenty of water on the way down.
Drink like a gallon of water per day, at least 3 days prior.
Yeah.
What did you just kill, Jim?
Oh, Dram Bam said he killed a 107, or no, he was on the 107 tonight, and I just let him know that I killed one. They're dead. It's dead.
Dead soul, man down.
Man down.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
It's raining.
You better call
There's
him
a
back
star
up.
pick,
Tim.
too. What's that?
Can you call him back up?
Oh, yeah. There's some backup.
I'm on my way, Jim. I'll be your back. I'll be your backup on that one.
There
DJ
you go.
Country Ham butterscotch bomb.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so good.
It is.
Mike, you
so
got
good.
some of that 107 coming to you. That's why there was just a little bit left, and I killed it because you took a little chunk out of that too.
Appreciate that, man.
Oh wow.
That's a moon rock. That's a moon
All right,
rock.
this is going to be a Kyle question because I am not that good. But if you
Number
could create
5.
Nashville,
Yeah.
what would it be?
So I've thought about this.
I know you have.
I would do like 60% corn, 30% and 10% barley. That would be
You cut out. I'm assuming that was rye.
60 corn, 30% rye, 10% barley.
That's how you do it.
Four Roses high mash. It's close to that, isn't it?
It's like 65, 35, 5 or something like that.
Okay.
It's
That makes
35%
sense.
rye.
I wish I could be that good. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd like to play with it like 62% corn, 28% rye, 10% barley, but yeah, somewhere in that range.
All righty. So, whoops. I cannot function. Hopefully I don't shut down the whole chat because that would be my MO. Whiskey Dover says dry week starts Friday, but the following Friday is North Texas Whiskey Trail event, followed by Iron Root Anniversary. The next day is prepping my liver starting tomorrow. Yes.
Seriously, man, just start drinking a gallon of water every day.
So why? But see,
you will
you're
thank yourself.
gonna not be happy because if you go completely sober for a week before doing something like that, you need to also pregame. Like that is, I don't know if you could do that.
You got to get your tolerance up.
Yeah. It reminds me about something about Mary.
Yeah.
So
Dram
Dramman
said
says that you would
60-30-10.
do 60, 30, 10. Close to what you were saying. Well, no.
That is what I said. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Spicy dram. Yeah. I don't know. I think like the high rye bourbons, I think they just have more flavor, more depth.
I'd go with that.
Goodness.
Yeah, I'd go with that. They drink hot. Well, hot is a
Good thing.
yes, but it's also like I tell people it drinks hot and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a high proof." And I'm like, "No, that's not what I'm getting at. It's spicy." Whiskey Drover says that Pedialyte is the top secret antidote. I got something better. If you have a Costco near you, it is called Liquid IV.
It's
And it
Pedialyte on steroids.
Way better if you're not doing keto, but if you're drinking the amount of alcohol you're drinking, you're not doing keto anyway.
Not that night.
Not that night, no. It's what got me through Texas was the Liquid IV. For every one glass of water, you're drinking like 3. And I don't drink enough water to begin with. If I drink probably 16 ounces of water a day, I'm doing good. So yeah, I run on bourbon.
And wine.
And wine.
Yeah.
I've been drinking a lot of tea lately. Just bourbon and wine. You want to read this one or want me
Yeah,
to?
just wonder why I've never seen George Dickel being tested. Been to other states and they asked for Dickel. They seem to never heard of it. I think we did a George Dickel review, didn't we?
You did.
Oh, hell yeah. The Dickel
you
12 was one of the highest rated you did.
I
12.
have yet. Did I get that one yet? No, wait. The 12, the one that you got.
No, you did a number 12, and you said you'd pay like $80 for it, and then it ended up being a $10 bottle. And Kyle
I think it was over 100.
We have a really special bottle. I shouldn't say we. Kyle has absconded with a very special bottle that he bought out at the distillery. We're only like 45 minutes away from that bottle that you got. The
bottled and bond.
Yeah, I haven't had it yet.
Send it to me.
Oh, they have edits come out elsewhere now?
Yeah.
Oh,
I sent one to Jim
times. Awesome.
for his Patreon.
I would like to
I
have
love you, Kyle.
it is stuck at the office and I don't
It's in the
drink.
cabinet.
When did you bring it home?
Where you can't find anything anyway.
I can't find anything. I'm constantly on our Facebook, as you well know, constantly going, I can't find a bottle.
It's in the cabinet.
Yeah, it's in the cabinet with all 6,000 other bottles.
When do you drink liquid IV? I usually do it at the end of the night after drinking.
Or in the
You
morning.
could
I
probably
drink it
do
in the morning. I do both.
It's like a hangover cure.
Yeah.
That'd be too late for me in the morning.
I can't drink water when I've been drinking.
Yeah.
I have to have carbonation. So Bud Light works great. It's not a good night unless you've had all four. If you haven't had wine, whiskey, champagne, and beer, you're not playing with the whole deck.
Oh my god.
You're a better person than me.
I
No,
am
I'm
not.
just
I
alcoholic.
am
It's okay.
not partying with Aaron.
Michael says, "What is Jim going to pull out? Are we taking bets?"
I don't.
I was trying to find that. I was trying to find that Dickel, but I can't. I'm with Aaron. It's kind of a pain in the ass to find it.
Poor Jim can't find his dickle.
It was on your chin.
I can find what's my dickle, honey.
No,
You
not
said
right
you
now.
wanted some.
Not right now.
Okay,
I'm good.
I'll go get it. I know where it's at.
Look how red she turned.
That's not hard either.
That's what she said.
Chico.
What?
It says Michael Capella was asking if I go to Chico. Huh? You're gonna have to explain that because I'm not getting that
Chico
one. But that's
State.
okay.
It's a party school
California,
here
right?
in California.
Oh no, I went to San Diego State.
The real part of California, Southern California.
One of the party schools that like
Shut
we
up.
just kept going.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking Chino, and I'm like, wait a minute, they don't have a college.
No, they have a
Trev's in the
prison.
house. What's up, Trev?
Another awesome person. Not that all everyone else isn't awesome, because you all are awesome, but
We got to hang out with
Welcome,
Trev
Jim.
in Austin
and in NOLA.
and in NOLA.
Mm-hmm. And I think he's trying to give Steve A a run for his money on trying to become a name in everyone's whiskey channel. So
Now what's Jim doing?
Still looking for the Dickel.
I'm looking for this Dickel.
He's got to
He
find
can't
it.
find
And he lost it.
Think
Jimbo-
Corey has it.
Shows this is the first ever chat. Welcome, Jimbo.
Cheers.
That's a big bottle, right?
Don't blame me.
Google it. Hold
It's
on.
blue. It's
Yes,
blue.
yes,
Oh, look at it.
tripod. It's a big bottle tripod.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just can't find it. It's in there somewhere.
I worked and worked and worked to try to remember everybody's names, and then we
The
all went
Rock
to
Nut
take-
review is in the house.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
you
keep up with
can't
everyone.
remember everybody's name.
I got your names down. Then we went to the nicknames, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, now we have
it's-
nicknames in our Patreon chat, and I'm like, oh God. I'm like, who is that? Who's
Write
what?
it down.
Huh? What just
Write it
happened?
down on my board. That way I remember everybody. Nicknames
You have it written down. Oh God.
is the Old Forester Statesman.
Oh,
He found it.
got
Go
it.
ahead. Wait.
Is that
Wait.
Old-
Patsy.
Wait.
Wait.
Kyle,
Statesman?
come
I
back.
found my Dickel.
We have a
Kyle's
valid
still looking for his
question.
Dickel now.
We have a valid question on the table.
Okay.
Old Forester Statesman. Is that worth buying?
Yes.
I like it.
Old
Okay.
Forester Statesman.
It's a Brown Forman product, so yes.
You're gonna have to start charging them for like your.
You really are. You're a spokesperson. of
I absolutely am. I'm hoping I can get a free bottle out of them.
Hey, I was just reading the stuff earlier. He's a mathematician, remember? So this guy is.
Yeah, I like Statesman. It's pretty good.
Oh God, Jim.
Just a little taste.
What did he just drink?
He's,
He's a
Dickel.
Dickel.
Jim doesn't
Well,
even
you're-
like pickle.
he just put the
13
Dickel through his
year
lips. That's good.
I found my dickle, y'all.
I just found my Dickel too. My Dickel's bigger than yours.
Dickle buddies.
See how much bigger mine is?
There was a legit question.
Uh-huh.
Is the
Wow.
there's the Old Forester? What is it? Old
Statesman.
Forester
Statesman.
Statesman. No, I don't think I've had the Statesman. I kept thinking like I've had 1920. I
What
was
about
going
it?
through years. Is it worth the money? Is it worth drinking?
I'd get the 1920
Well, I mean, yeah, but that
or the
doesn't mean
1910 for that matter.
it's bad.
Yeah.
Neither one of them are bad.
I don't know. It didn't blow my skirt up really.
I'm sending him a blind of it. That's it.
You have to be careful. Kyle's skirts are very short.
And you still see nothing.
Oh,
Oh!
we can't all be a tripod, man.
Oh,
We can't all be a tripod.
typical of Jim, he's down for a low blow.
Yeah, he just put the dickle up to his lips, so it's good.
So Whiskey Drover says, I don't think that's a point of pride, but I opened and finished a 375 Hive West campfire tonight. Great stuff.
Right.
West.
I just had some Midwinter's Night Dram in honor of our friend David.
Oh, that's good shit.
It is really nice.
So I'm gonna butcher. It's Michael Capiella asks, "What's your favorite
Capilla?
Capilla? No, that's an Illa. Capilla? I don't know.
Capilla.
He,
He's good with Michael.
Bottle
He's
from
good with Michael.
Brown Foreman. Since you're on their payroll and all.
What's
Mr.
my
Payroll.
favorite bottle from Brown Foreman? Well, as a Brown Foreman employee, I really can't all the companies. You know, for me it's a tie, but for me it's really close. But I really love their Woodford Double Oaked. That's what I really enjoy. If I'm gonna end the night and I want something super high proof, Jack Daniel's single barrel proof.
Okay,
Yes.
you rescued yourself by a hot
Yes,
second because I
Exactly.
stand Jack Daniels. I
Jack
really
Daniel's
like it. It's right up the road.
is
The
where it's
JD
at.
barrel proof single barrel is fantastic stuff.
They even have some just really good single barrels that are not barrel proof.
Yep.
Yeah.
They-
Surprisingly.
Their single barrels are solid.
Look at the barrel proof.
94 proof.
As long as it's
I'll
higher.
tell you what, that 1910, 1920, and I now have a single barrel Old Forester, and I'll tell you what, it was so good. I bought another bottle because it's really good.
It is. Has anybody had the birthday bourbon?
No.
Yes.
We have.
And what do you the 2019?
It's phenomenal.
I don't think I had the 2019 one.
I mean, I've had a lot of the birthday bourbons, but the 2019 I heard is just ridiculous.
It is. It's by far the best in the last few years. I haven't been impressed the last several years with their birthday bourbons, but
Yeah.
this year it's awesome. They hit it.
I've resigned myself to the fact that I'll never see it.
Didn't someone?
What would you pay to have one, Corey?
It's a myth. I mean,
Maybe
I
someone can wave it. Maybe
I
someone can wave a magic wand, and maybe it might.
I have a bourbon blind coin here. What's it worth?
Well, I lost mine in a bet in a poker game, and he put up his keys to the Porsche on the table. So I'd say it's worth a Porsche.
There
So you
go.
have keys to a Porsche, then, right?
There you go.
Do you have the car too, or just the keys?
No, I lost. That's why I don't have it anymore.
That's why he drives the neighbor's golf cart around.
No,
So
it
you
wasn't
lost
my,
the Bourbon
it wasn't
blind
my
coin
Porsche. I was
and the
betting.
Porsche. I
I
don't
was
know
bet-
what I'm more sad about.
I was betting my bourbon blind coin against a Porsche.
I may actually have taken that bet, depending on what cards I was holding. And if you don't have good cards, bluff well.
Yeah, I'm not a good bluffer.
Okay, so Rot Gut Review says Steve A. Says you're the Batman of the whiskey tube, protecting our streams at night. Yes, I would definitely go with that, Steve A. All righty, where are we at? I can't keep up. Yeah, I think Steve A, you may have to start putting like Steve A Whiskey Tube Batman as like a title. And maybe Trusted Lieutenant for Trev would definitely need to
Change the
go
name.
after your names. Yes, it really should be changed to, because you guys both go by your real names. So I think some nicknames are definitely time to be had.
This stuff. Fantastic.
Yep.
Cheers to that.
Love it.
So I guess Jim's needing another coin on as well.
I do. I lost mine. But it was. I mean, it was fair. Even Steven, it was a bet I lost. So.
Hey, would you have given up the Porsche?
What's that?
It was. It was
If you
totally.
won, would you have given the Porsche?
It was totally some 4-year-old girl with one of those plastic Porsche cars with a battery.
Is it red? It's gotta be
battery
the
driven.
Barbie Ferrari though. No, he said Porsche.
Jim got
Barbie drives
swindled.
the Ferrari.
I think I got swindled, but I would. It was a good bet. I lost. Hey, that's how it is. Otherwise, I'd be driving a Porsche and flashing my coin. Like, I was, a big boss, but I lost. So it is what it is.
Damn, this is good.
I want to play your poker games.
Jim would be driving around like a big tripod in a locker room.
Yeah.
What's the proof on that, Corey?
100.
Booker's has a rye?
Mm-hmm.
I have not had this.
It's exceptionally rare.
Yeah, it was actually the last. It was the last bit of rye that Booker himself had laid down.
I know Little Book's got rye notes to it that I've had a couple.
No, it's literally a Booker's rye. It's a green label.
It's like a 13-year Booker's rye, isn't it? Something like that.
Expect to pay anywhere from $500 to $900.
Yeah, that's probably why I
Yeah.
haven't had it. How did
In
you
California.
Tasted it.
Where?
I have some.
I
He's got more shit.
got a case of it.
So I think this is how it went on a live. Like someone says, so how many? I don't even know who we were with.
No. Let me rephrase that. I have a sample of it. I don't have the bottle. I wish I had the bottle.
You didn't think to be like, hey, Penny.
I haven't opened it yet.
Okay, well, at least there's that.
Damn, no faith. You guys see this?
No,
I do. I witnessed it.
you're
And how many times has there been a live where someone's like, how many bottles do you have? And Kyle was like, I have 500. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was gonna do that again because I think I was the first one to do that. So it's like
I have to give you mad props.
Go fuck
because
yourself.
We have
no, just ballpark, Kyle. How many?
I am the machine.
Generally, in general, just ballpark figure. How many bottles would you say you have, Kyle? I mean, because it's obviously it's important. You're a professional, and the whole bourbon world
Aaron
is.
counted 183. We'll leave it at that.
that was
Hey,
open.
Kyle,
That's such. That's.
in reference to Jim's question, fuck that bitch. This is Russia.
Oh shit!
So
God.
we're alluding to, if you haven't watched
Bert Kreischer.
I don't know who is it?
I would just listen to it earlier today
Oh,
too.
we'll put a link in the comment
It's
section if
friggin' hilarious.
it is absolutely hilarious.
Bert Kreischer.
And
Yeah.
that's what everyone's alluding to. Hilarious comic, but yeah.
Yeah, just for reference, that's like 150 bottles right there. So
Kyle's got
what we see in Kyle's back, behind him, there's like a lot more.
yeah, behind us is not where we hold our bourbon. Yeah. That's my little treasure trove of keepsakes. But yeah, if that's
Right there, Kyle.
him right behind you again,
Right there, yeah, that's like 150 bottles right there.
how deep is
Well, he
it?
has boxes of bourbon in rooms.
Yeah, he does.
You, not
lady.
me.
Our
You.
bourbon
yeah.
is not at our house.
We
I'm
used
just
to be
outing Kyle. Fuck you, Corey. I'm outing Kyle. It's not about me.
This is about you.
And in all fairness, we had 500 bottles like a few months ago. Now it's like
That we're here for. You think we're here to talk about bourbon? This is actually an intervention for you.
my credit card would agree with you.
It really would.
So, have you guys been watching the Nationals?
Who?
The Nationals.
It changes. It was a diversion. But anyhow, I'm in the
Yeah,
DC
you're
area.
the made both of us do the puppy thing, huh? And then you talk to your dogs and you're like, "Hey, sit," and your dog goes, "I don't know what you're saying."
So back to the Dickel, I noticed it's like the 12-year, but a little more intense. It's really good. But for me, the Dickel has that sort of vitamin flavor to it that I'm just having a hard time getting past.
Yeah. Put my
I
dick
think
with
you
it,
just
bro.
like saying Dickel.
It does have a vitamin flavor.
Right? Flintstones chewable vitamins.
Yeah.
Or Centrum. I mean, whatever you took as a kid. But yeah.
I like Dickel.
I don't get a lot of that.
Oh shit.
I don't either. Like Kyle and I are the same. It's weird.
It's got like a gravy
bam.
flavor to it too, but maybe I've been
Yeah, Jim, Corey doesn't try to get me in trouble with my wife.
you know, there's been a long time ago I had to realize you're going to spend your money on something. It's better that it's bourbon so I can go, "Hey, get me a bottle of X, Y, and Z." You know, you do what you got to do.
I agree.
And if the world ever ends, we're opening a bar. I'm going to be rich.
Or if Kyle dies.
Or if Kyle dies.
That'd be horrible. I wouldn't know what I got.
Corey talked about that earlier. He was just saying, "Hey, if Kyle dies, I'll come out there and console you, Aaron."
I'm just
I mean,
saying.
he's such a dick. He's such a dick.
Let's put the brakes there.
He's
Gary,
such a dick.
appreciate that.
He is big pimping after all.
Right? He's pimp daddy.
We're gonna go
I mean,
through how
come
many
on, man.
through tonight. Anywho, what's going back up in the chat?
And Michael's just back there taking notes because he's like, "Okay, I got this."
Oh yeah.
Okay, so how do you whiskey says if you were able to get just one BTAC bottle, which one would it be? And I can answer for this one.
Weller.
George
No.
Stag.
Stag would easily be my second.
I'm
Stag.
shocked. I was gonna call Stag all hands down. I was gonna go
No,
all in.
I did rank them
I would
this
not be
year.
upset about it.
If you
I
could
ranked them this year.
one of the BTAC bottles, which one would you choose?
Weller.
Hands down.
Yes.
So if someone said, "Here's a bottle of what you had any BTAC bottle sitting out,"
Yes.
you'd pick Weller over
Yes.
Stag.
Yes.
Okay.
Stag.
Bitch, you just said yes.
Questions.
I mean, what do you need?
Shit.
Well, I would like to get a Stag, but no, there's no buts. What do you want?
No, I said if I could get a Stag for the year, like I'll be happy.
Okay,
But-
Jim's drunk.
Yep.
Nothing
But
new. Carry on.
Michael's gonna agree with Kyle here in a few days.
Michael?
Oh, I
Yes.
get it.
So
I've never had any of them, so I'll take any one I could get.
However, in a few days,
He's gonna have a Weller, and he's gonna say, "Yes, I agree with Kyle."
if at the end of the year all I ended up with was a Stag, I'm okay with that. But if I can get a Weller, I'll be really excited.
let me ask you this. If at the end of the year you ended up with this year's 17-year Eagle Rare, would you be okay?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And
If
from
I
what I
had to
understand,
pick, yeah, I'd be a little upset.
from what I understand, this year's Eagle Rare is a caramel bomb.
Yeah.
Good night, Lennox Cat.
See you, buddy.
We're killing people because it's a Thursday and not a Friday.
Yeah.
Well, Friday for me. I don't have to work tomorrow. I am on PTO through Monday. I don't
Nice.
have to go back till Tuesday. Yep.
They're about to shut your power off anyway, aren't they out there again?
Shut up.
No water, no power. Can't go to work.
Right.
Sorry.
I don't want either of these two guys on anymore, by the way. They're just No.
Hey, it perks of living in California, man.
I heard California's roads were rated #1 dumpster fire.
God, they're fucking
They actually test drive cars. They test drive cars on the 10 because the 10 is so bad. But then I was like, 5 and the 1 are just as
They
bad.
are freeways though. They're not tollways.
What does
What's
that
a
have to do with
tollway?
anything?
Is there a difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't pay
The tolls go to maintain the roads.
You
So
know,
do our
here in Tennessee, we actually pay cash
You live in
for all of our
Indiana.
roads, and they're actually redoing the roads in our town right now, even though they didn't need redone, just because they were slightly cracked. So they're redoing them.
Of course,
Can I
they're
leave now?
well. That's what happens when your state's
Am
not.
I just missed yet?
Steve A's saying that he's tapping out.
Yep.
We probably should tap out. We're at a minute and a half. We're at an hour and a half. This is why we're still working
Michael
on.
Tequila, if you want some B-Tech, come over to my house. I will pour you some George T. Stagg.
Boom!
Yep.
From 2013.
Yeah, from 2013, by the way.
Shoot.
What's the proof?
Thank you.
A lot.
I know it's over 100, so you can't go wrong.
Exactly.
There's a couple of them that are like 142 proof.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's not that high. But I mean, I know Michael lives close, so if he wants to come have some George T. Stagg, I'll pour him some.
Hey, when I'm knocking on your door next summer, I don't want any oh shit.
Well,
There won't be-
let's see.
There
what
won't be any old shit. We have the room for you, so
Awesome.
head over.
So,
Alrighty, I guess Kyle's calling it a night because we do have to
Alright.
be up. And unlike me, who's had a couple drinks, and I'm like, sure, we can do this all night. Let's do this.
I have to drive to Chicago in the morning like an adult. So
Who needs to do an adult?
Speaking of toll
The rest of
roads,
us drunks don't need permission from you to stay on and talk. That's the great thing.
you're right, you don't.
hey Kyle, don't stop at the toll booth. Just keep on driving and then get online and pay him when you get home.
Yeah, we do that.
Yep, I do actually.
We really do.
Yeah, there's
I've never realized that they'll just bill you later, and it's like, oh, I owe the state of Florida $2. Okay, I owe
Michael.
so and so.
$1.30.
You don't
Bourbon
want to
is-
go to jail and cook. You don't want to go to Cook
Share.
County jail.
I'm in the share.
Corey, I'll be
So-
taking you up on that offer.
Absolutely, anytime.
Dram, I have to put this up. Dram Bam, thank you, ma'am, says I'd rather pay
Oh,
Houston's tolls than California taxes. Yes,
True story.
true story. All the way around from sales tax, property tax, car
Income
tax,
tax.
income tax. I can go on. Being an
How are you guys still broke?
California native. Yeah, my brother
How are you
is
guys so broke.
my brother's from
Well-
LA, and he's like, "We're the richest state in the world," and he's a naive
No, you have-
19-year-old, and
you
I'm
have the
like,
most cash
no.
You have a
We
large
pay a lot of federal taxes.
I'll tell you this: the San Diego, the city of San Diego County has the highest tax rate of anywhere in the country. You take home 39 cents of every dollar you make. They charge
True
1%
story.
in taxes.
damn.
Yep, we live there.
Yep, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you got people that come. I love our family from the South. They brought us great food, but you have a lot of people from the South that come up, and then they take all the money back south. And
By the way, if California were its own country, it'd be one of the top 10 producers in the world. So,
Number 6. isn't it?
6.
And somehow
According
you're
to
still
Mike,
broke.
it's 6. According to Mike, it is 6. Top 6. But
Like I
you
said,
guys
top
also
10.
have you guys have idiot rules in taxes. Like, stop.
we don't have idiot rules.
But let's think about this though too. You
Them
have
idiot people.
you have the shoreline, right? The coastline cities,
Yes.
and then you have the rest of the people out in
That
the
are normal.
wilderness that are the producers that don't want to deal with the city laws.
Whoa. No, I would not necessarily say that.
Dave, weren't you and I talking about this?
The coastline produces
We weren't going
plenty,
to touch this.
especially when it comes to tourism.
That's true. Tourism brings in a lot, and all those coastal cities do bring in a ton.
But again, you're still broke.
No, we're not broke.
The state is.
Yeah,
That's
you are.
because we pay heavy federal taxes. If we got out of the union, we would be a very state.
Fuck.
You may be some. There may be some truth to that.
Damn Northerners.
I mean, there is,
We're
but
out of here.
No, I think there is. If they got out of the union, they wouldn't have to deal with that. But you wouldn't have any ever fucking bourbon. So
Well, what we wouldn't have is we wouldn't have any protection.
Yeah, you've outlawed all the guns.
No, that's not true at all.
Yeah, we don't talk about politics on our show.
Right.
I mean, if it is,
Uh,
I might be illegally owning some guns.
Oh, don't.
Don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
no, he just said might.
That's
It
never.
was rhetorical because he said might. I mean, obviously he doesn't really illegally own guns because we all know Corey would never do anything like that. So
You're in
So
Nevada.
first of all, they're inherited, so I can do whatever the heck I want.
Oh, I love our Patreon groups. We all disagree with different things, but at the end of the day, we are all really good friends. We talk often and we talk about everything. If you
And
haven't,
we all agree on one thing: we
yes.
love
bourbon is
bourbon,
good.
And of
and
course,
we love each other.
is my bourbon journey in the house?
and the reference to me to tripod is only because they truly know who I am.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Right. Hey, Jim, at least you can use it as a kickstand.
Kyle's been trying to say goodnight for about 25 minutes now.
Something about a tripod. I don't know.
Hurry up and go to bed so I can smoke a cigarette.
But see, you just told everyone you're smoking a cigarette, so you're all good.
Right, from California,
Yeah.
because they want to take over the world. Everybody knows that.
All right, guys. We do gotta
Anyway,
get to bed.
enough of the
I
pop.
love these parabens.
I gotta go get kids up in. Well, my son will be up now in what time is it?
2 hours.
Oh, we're at 11. He'll be up in an hour. Caden's probably not asleep yet. I gotta
Rest
go.
in peace, Aaron.
Weird.
Are you serious?
Yep, absolutely.
So when parents curse you with a child just like yours, realize it does happen. My daughter is me. She hasn't gone to bed yet, and no, she hasn't been drinking bourbon. I gotta go take care of kids. All
Good
right.
night.
We'll see you guys later.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Adios.
Cheers.
Good bourbon. Thank you all for coming
Excellent
on.
bourbon.
And we'll see you all on our next live. Hopefully next Thursday. We're gonna try and make this a regular thing because Thursday cuts us off. Or cuts me off. Yes. Thank you everyone in the chat. We couldn't have these lives without you. Thank you, Jim, Mike, Corey, David. Thank you for taking the time out of your night to join us. Thank you for all of your support. I think I've thanked the planet. If you haven't been to Bourbon Blind Nation, go ahead and see us there. I think I'm done plugging. I'm gonna go take care of kids.
At least she's a happy drunk.
Always.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Go Bucks.
Mike, stick around.